everybody? My name is Max Whitman. This is the Book of Better Wrestling Show. It's a bonus episode. It's a creative meeting post-WrestleMania, WrestleMania 11, 1995. I know you have so anxiously awaited this bonus episode since I told you about it yesterday, or the day before. The day before. No, yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Yesterday was Friday. I'm all out of whack here. I'm not used to recording on Saturday, so it is the weekend. It's Saturday. It's a special bonus episode. I'm joined by the Professor in about 30 seconds. We'll get the Professor on the air. We got a good show for you today. So we're going to be talking about the overall direction of the WWF post-WrestleMania 11. Some storyline ideas, some matchup ideas, and just the overall direction of the company in general. And then we got a cool announcement, I think, something really cool we're going to be tossing out there. Professor's going to give the update on that as far as the overall direction of Book It Better in general and content going forward from this point, probably around sometime maybe around April or May. We'll have some new content, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today. So I'm going to get Professor on the line here. Professor, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
I practiced this the first 2 times I did it.
Did you? So we had a little bit of a this is like probably the 3rd or 4th time that we've recorded this intro because I can't get my head out of my ass. But we're good. We got it. We're all set now. So we're all set. We got our planning sheet up here. You can see that. Professor can't see that, but you guys can see that. That's because you're special and nobody likes Professor.
That's fair.
That's not true. I'm sorry, Professor. I apologize. You're the backbone of this podcast. But anyway,
I am a bone.
You are a bone. You are. We are all merely cogs in the Book It Better wheel. I feel.
I'm at least a fibula.
Well, if I can be the tibia to your fibula, then I feel like that. I mean, let's be honest. That makes up one of the strongest bones in the body. I think, or maybe not. No, I feel like tib fibs break all the time. Anyway.
Yeah, on weak people. I hope some of our listeners broke their tibia and fibula. You're gonna be down to 179 in no time.
I mean, we already lost Gorilla Monsoon because you just refused to stop talking shit about him. Also, and he died. But anyway, I want to jump.
You should have seen what I wrote on his Facebook memorial page then.
Nobody liked you, Gorilla.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. That's terrible. All right. So long story short, this is a bonus episode here. I was out 2 weeks we had a little touch of the flu run through the house. So 2 weeks went by. Didn't post any content up. Fell a little bit behind. But we're back up to date. This is a creative meeting for post WrestleMania 11. We'll talk a little bit about our overall direction, but first, I want to lead in with a little bit of a teaser and maybe a little discussion on some possible plans that we're looking for going forward. So, Professor, we're hoping. I guess I'll turn it over to you, Professor. So we're gonna do. We're thinking about doing a little bit of a series with Fire Pro Promoter, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so run me through, because I have Fire Pro. I don't have Fire Pro Promoter, so just kind of, I mean, you've played it for, what, a week or two now?
More like 3 days, but...
Okay, so 3 days, so almost a week, like half a week.
So I'm basically an expert.
Alright, so...
And I watched one YouTube video.
Yeah, well, that YouTube video is gonna go down the shitter soon, because our YouTube video is gonna take over and destroy that Fire Pro Promoter's YouTube videos. We're the Vince McMahon of Fire Pro YouTube.
We're going to title our YouTube video the exact same name, but we're going to bold it.
Alright, so run me through just real quick, before we get into talking about plans for the channel and all that, run me through what is Fire Pro Promoter, how does it work, what's the, how's it different from standard Fire Pro?
So Fire Pro Promoter is kind of a mix between the 2K Universe mode and EWR,
okay.
Or TEW, whatever they call it now.
EWR if you're old school, TEW if you got into the game late like I did.
Yeah. So it is a mix of both of those, and it doesn't really fit either one fully.
Okay.
So what happens is you start your promotion. You get 6 wrestlers. You can sign 4 free agents, so you'll have a total of 10. And you can set up 8, 12, or 16 rival promotions.
Okay.
What you're doing month to month is setting up cards, buying merchandise, offering contracts. You can loan out your wrestlers. You're trying to make money and survive, and eventually be the best company in the world.
Okay, so it's a similar concept to TEW. Essentially, you're running the promotion. The difference here being that you get to see the matches that you put on. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. And are you playing those matches, or do you decide the winners, or how does that or is it all like AI?
So you can play the matches if you want, but I personally have just been simming.
Okay.
And if there's a match that looks like it could be a lot of fun to watch, or I just want to see someone get destroyed, either one of those two things, I'll watch the match.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying, because that was the one thing, and we'll touch a little bit on what your plans are for it going forward, but that was kind of the thing that I liked the most about Fire Pro, and I wish I would have followed through with it, because I had put together sort of a Book It Better tournament in Fire Pro. I had 32 of the top guys in the world, and I put them in, and I started recording, and I just kind of never finished it, and I hope eventually it'll go up. But that was like 6 months ago. But anyway, long story short, one of the things that I liked about Fire Pro is that I really felt like the game, it did a pretty good job of actually putting on entertaining matches. I had fun watching the matches. So I was excited, to hear that with Fire Pro Promoter coming out, that we might be able to do something along those lines where we'd actually, similar to the TEW, but we'd actually get to watch the matches take place,
Yeah. And the matches that I have watched have been a lot of fun. I haven't had... No, I just dropped my pencil.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. This is a professional show. Unbelievable.
Sure.
He said sure. You really...
I have to be the worst partner on the entire podcast, because I think I just shit on everything.
No, honestly, well, yeah, that's fair. you are probably the worst partner ever in the history, in the history of partners, I think.
Yeah.
No, I like it. It's fun.
Right.
All right, so let's say so you've got your company up and running, you get the whole thing. So what's the if we're gonna do if we're gonna put this up on the channel, what's the vision? What's the what I'm saying? What's the game plan?
So ideally, we would start from scratch, and what I've been thinking is they just released a PS4 remote play.
Okay.
So I'll be able to be playing on my iPad, and I'm wondering if we'll be able to share screens.
Oh, shit.
And so that might be a way, and we'll be able to record and figure all of that out. I'm sure it'll require some testing, but
right.
You and I would be able to start from scratch.
Okay.
And we would start with these 6 really crappy wrestlers.
Hollywood Hunk?
I take that back. 5 crappy wrestlers and Hollywood Hunk Jack Howard. who is
Hunk.
He is unbelievable. He looks like Lex Luger.
So he's ugly.
Yes. He had a dominant 4-month run as champion. The second time I played this, the first time when my company went bankrupt very quickly, destroyed Tyler Breeze.
You mean to tell me that Hollywood Hunk wasn't drawing a lot of money for you? How?
I made a lot of poor choices.
Yeah.
I thought the Hollywood Hunk and Bushi match would be a big seller. Not.
Nobody cared about Ibushi, huh?
That was it.
Everybody.
People are all about the Hollywood Hunk, but
yeah,
not Ibushi.
You should. I told you yesterday. You need to scout out India and bring in Bollywood Bunk to go up against. Bring in Bollywood Hunk, Jack Howard Singh, to go up against Hollywood Hunk Jack Howard. I really feel like that would be. I feel like it would at the very least it would rival the Great Khali Big Show feud, I feel like.
My favorite Great Khali moment of all time was
when he left.
Yeah, I mean, sort of when he brain chopped Randy Orton and then walked out with the title, even though it was Jinder Mahal's, and then never came back.
Never came back to give the title back.
It was never explained. Like, he just showed up, brain chopped, walked out holding the title above his head. Jinder Mahal is trying to figure out what happened.
Not to shit on, not to get too far off topic here, but I don't have a problem with big guys who can't wrestle, right? I don't have an issue with, with the big monster who's just big, right? I think they have a place in pro wrestling. What I do have a problem with is the big monster who kind of can't walk. I can't see Khali as a threat no matter how big he is, because I can't help but feel like, his knees don't work. Why are we not just kicking him in the knee? He can't even walk. His knees don't bend.
I'm finally glad that you have brought to professional wrestling logic.
Yeah, right? What?
I mean, I've been wondering for decades, why didn't Hulk Hogan just stab people?
I mean, that's fair. Why didn't anyone just stab people?
Yeah. I mean, he was going over anyways.
Am I going over, brother?
Their career was done.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about what's your, let's get this train back on the tracks. Before we run into Ahmed Johnson hot dog stories again. If you don't know what we're talking about, go check out Vinny's World. Do it now. Pause this, check out Vinny's World. You won't regret it. Do it now and come back.
All three. If you liked Vinny's World, all 3 episodes, and, I know my Twitter was blowing up about it. I saw it trending.
It definitely trying to hashtag Vinny's World.
Yeah. I usually try and hijack trends. So I've had hashtag Cohen from Michael Cohen for the past week in all of my tweets.
Just to get some exposure.
Yeah, it's all about exposure.
I tell you what though, we got to get back on Vinny's World. Oh, here we go. We're getting sidetracked again, but we got to get back on Vinny's World because Vinny's World actually was pretty popular. There has actually been some clamoring for more Vinny's World content, and I don't see how. I mean, I don't see how you couldn't want more Vinny's World more content. But so talk to me a little bit. Let's keeping us on the rails here. We're on a time frame here. We're on a crunch. Keeping this on the rails here. What's your I guess your time frame for where you think, let's talk about, because the people want to know, Professor. The people want to know what's the time frame for this to sort of hit the channel and start a little bit of a test run on the channel with Fire Pro.
So I think ideally, what I would like to do is get some episodes kind of recorded, put together, and then be able to sort of move on, be able to upload a series.
Sure.
At one time. Yeah. So that way I'm busy. I have a very busy life.
You're a very busy man. You're very important.
Yeah. Yeah. I have very big jobs to do every single day.
You're working bigly to perform things.
My hands are big.
Yeah.
My hands are very big.
Fair enough.
That's why I struggle typing.
Right. I have these big fingers.
No, and I'd love to have a bunch of these recorded, kind of ready to go. So I know the fans are clamoring. I know
they are.
I know they're begging. And basically, what my vision for our Fire Pro universe is the mix of Vinny's World and Success.
Okay.
For example, right now I'm still just kind of playing around, getting used to the mode.
Right.
I signed Vader. I'm just having Vader try and kill as many people as possible. It's working.
Now, is this New Japan Big Van Vader, or is this WWE Broken Toe Vader?
No, I mean he's strong. He's it's not yet. Well, he's got the one that I have he's a C in Japan, but he's got A popularity in the U.S.
Okay, so maybe we're talking like WCW Vader.
Yeah.
Right.
He definitely murdered some people in this game so far.
So he's putting all your guys out of action essentially. He's critically injuring all of them.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you actually yesterday. Scott Hall no-showed at an event, which is like the most obvious thing ever.
Like in Fire Pro?
Oh yeah, he completely screwed my card. Like I ended up making like over 2 events close to like $40,000.
Right.
Lost all of it. Lost all of it in this one event because Scott Hall no-showed.
Because Scott Hall no. See, I gotta tell you, like that's the cool thing. Like I wish TEW would do that. Would have guys just occasionally no-show an event. That's a cool feature that I didn't even realize that I wanted until you just said that it happened in Fire Pro. I kind of like that.
It definitely puts sort of there's like that risk of when you just sign a guy for like a one-off, and you can only sign one guy per month or make one contract offer per month.
Okay.
I tried really hard with Trent Beretta. I don't know why.
You gotta get Trent. You gotta get the Beretta, baby.
He's got crazy numbers. He's almost every match he's been in has been at least a 92.
Really?
In rating.
I like Beretta.
Except for one. Against Mickey Williams. He's a prick.
Who's Mickey Williams? Is that like Mickey Rourke's like cousin?
He looks a little bit like Mickey Rourke, actually.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
He's one of the 6 losers you start with.
That should be like one of your stables. Like instead of the 4 horsemen, once you build your company up, instead of the 4 horsemen, you should have the 6 losers, and it's just the 6 guys that you start the company with. They're just on their own.
They're like the ECW originals.
Yeah, they're the Job Squad.
The Book It Better Wrestling originals.
Yes,
because we can't reveal the anagram.
No, not yet. Not yet. And if you'll have to leave that to your imagination, folks. You'll have to figure that out. All right, so the goal, I guess, is now. Are we looking? So you want? I mean, record an entire series, and then are you looking? Is this the kind of thing that you're gonna kind of put everything up at one time, or record a whole series and then kind of do like I do, multiple days per week, 1 episode a day, or something like that?
Yeah, I think it's something that we could do. We could upload once a week, but we would have a bunch recorded.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. And honestly, it's what I try and do with this. And like I said, I'm basically recording live right now. I have nothing like in the chamber, nothing in the tank to put up. But that's really when I started this. That's really if you're gonna upload multiple days a week, you almost have to record in advance and try and have like 3 weeks recorded before you start uploading, because it gets to be a lot to kind of to stay on top of,
Yeah, and I mean the benefit will be once we hit those next couple of months, I'll be done with my bigger project. Mm-hmm. And once that's all set, it'll be easier for me to record and do nothing.
And and what you'll find, just from experience, and since you're new to the world of YouTube uploading, I'm gonna lay some wisdom on you, because I'm a seasoned vet now at like a year. I'm like but no, you'll find that like it's a lot of work, but like for me, like my first 3 attempts with TEW just kind of tailed off. It takes a while, to kind of find that groove and something you enjoy doing. Like this WWF game this is the longest, not just on YouTube, this is the longest I've ever played one TEW save, like ever. Like, 'cause for me, like the joy of it comes from setting everything up, right? Like to me, the most fun is setting my whole thing up. Once I actually start playing it, I end up like getting bored of it, but this is, what am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Am I like 8 months? 7, 8? Yeah, I'm in like the 8th in-game month, almost an in-game year now. But you'll find that, that it might take you 3-4 separate saves to sort of get, in the groove of it. So kind of recording everything in advance is probably the best way to go.
Yeah, and one of the nice things is, so I've restarted only once, but both times there have been a different set of free agents of who
cool.
I can choose. So
okay.
Vader wasn't available in my first save. Neither. Raven has also been a superstar. I refuse to sign him, but he's been a superstar.
You don't want Raven? What the hell, man?
No, I did sign Okada.
Oh, yeah, well, that's a no-brainer.
So one of the other things is each wrestler, and once you set up your promotion, you set up a style of wrestling. So WWE would be showman, New Japan would be strong style.
Okay.
And what wrestlers will come to you, like Vader was a strong style wrestler.
Okay.
That's what he's labeled as. So he will have more interest in my company than someone like Okada right off the bat.
Right.
Considered I think King style. And
that's kind of cool. That's cool.
Yeah. And you have you have your hardcore guys, and there are some limitations in terms of, like, if I want to do a cage death match, all of the matches on the card have to be a cage death match.
So you can't just put, like, one... Your main event can't be a Hell in a Cell, and
no.
everything. Okay.
Yeah, that is one of the limitations.
Okay.
But I haven't even tried one of those yet.
You don't want to be a cage deathmatch league?
I don't think I'd get a lot of fans.
And I feel like the fans you would get aren't the fans you want.
Yeah. Once Vader is ready to murder someone, for real...
You should have Vader versus, what's his name? Who's the other murderer in wrestling?
Chris Benoit?
Oh. Well, yeah, but that's not who I was thinking of. God, why can't... Oh, New Jack. Vader versus New Jack. And for the record, it wasn't Chris Benoit, it was Kevin Sullivan that did that. First, can we just talk about for a minute how absurd the idea that Kevin Sullivan murdered Chris Benoit's family, murdered Chris Benoit, and then framed him to make it look like he hung himself, and the police just were like, oh yeah, it must have been Chris Benoit. Like no investigation went into it at all. Like, just like
you're working yourself into a shoot, brother.
I hate Kevin Sullivan truthers. They're my least favorite people. Well, no, right behind 9/11 truthers comes Kevin Sullivan truthers.
Wrestling truthers have to be just... It doesn't make any sense.
Right. The idea that, well, Kevin Sullivan did it because he was a Satanist. No, that was his gimmick, you idiot. Kevin Sullivan wasn't a real-life Satanist.
Yeah. I do get it, because The Undertaker really did burn his entire family alive.
And he's also really dead.
Yeah.
Undertaker burned his whole family alive. Yeah.
Like, I'm an Undertaker truther.
Undertaker is not the good man that you think he is. He's a murderer. He burned his family's house down. Oh, man. All right. So I think
so talking about being off the rails.
Yeah, go ahead.
Also, I can also revise my last statement and say Jimmy Snuka.
That's true. Jimmy Snuka's also a murderer.
The guy who killed Bruiser Brody.
I was gonna say, didn't Bruiser Brody get killed? Yeah, he did.
He got stabbed, I think, in Puerto Rico.
It was Puerto Rico in a shower. Prison stabbing.
Yeah.
Geez, there's quite a few murderers in pro wrestling, actually.
This is not really a good industry, is it?
No, it's... To think a traveling show employs people who aren't so great.
Does HGH count as a murderer?
HGH? Because it took me a minute to grab that one. I was like, is that like Triple H's, like... Is that like Triple H's, like malformed cousin? HGH.
They were tag team partners for quite a while.
They were.
Yeah.
Triple
H was lost without it.
HGH has killed more pro wrestlers than anyone in the pro wrestling business.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We talk about you talk about Yoshihashi dropping someone on their head.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I think it was AJ Styles who broke his neck. Never mind.
Wait, AJ Styles broke whose neck?
Yoshihashi's?
Did he really?
Yoshitashi? Yeah. Yeah, he took a Styles Clash wrong.
Ah. Oh, there you go, victim blaming.
I think he tucked his head in.
Oh man, how come every time you and I are on a show together, it either it's just like the most off-color, politically incorrect. Like, let's just talk about all the wrestlers who've killed other wrestlers, or let's talk about Ahmed Johnson's dad dumping boiling hot dog water on his belly, and then like I said, it never ends well, ever.
Listen, we're giving the people what they want.
Are we? Are we? You know what? You're probably right. All right, so
this is gonna have 3 views, and believe me, those are gonna be the 3 longest views of all time.
Oh no, man! People clamor for Professor. They clamor for the Professor. When I have you on, I know I'm gonna get at least 1,000 views.
Ooh.
But no. So anyway, okay. So long story short here. So this is what we got going on. So we're gonna be trying to introduce Fire Pro Promoter into the regular stream of content on the channel. And what I'd really like to do, and what I think would be kind of awesome, is if you basically take over, you take on Fire Pro, and and do like an upload on like whatever Tuesdays and Thursdays. I continue with TEW doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday like I've been doing, and and we've got 5 days worth of content with 2 days off, and neither one of us are really overworked. I think it'd be really awesome to for the channel at least, and then maybe once a month we do like a bonus creative meeting or something along those lines. But I'm excited for it. I really am. I think it's gonna be good. Get you recording that and doing that. And I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be.
The people have been asking for Professor.
They have.
They're gonna get so much Professor.
Well, you know what? It's funny because I think it's gonna be good. Actually, I like the difference in styles. Like you really tend to for me at least, like I generally book a more serious product.
My product is serious.
Oh yeah, Vinny's World is a serious product.
I'm just saying he wouldn't have needed to do the Attitude Era
if he had just made the Nature Boy Taka Michinoku champ earlier.
Well, who's still wrestling, Taka Michinoku or Ric Flair?
That's that's fair. I think Ric Flair might still be wrestling though somewhere.
I think Batista murdered him.
Yeah, but I do. I think it's going to be a good. I think it's going to be a good kind of mix where we'll get the more serious product on TEW, and then kind of a mix of serious and silly, the Professor style, we'll call it. Professor's take on strong style wrestling. Sort of a bit of a goofy thing. I think it's gonna be good. You could be the yin to my yang, the jelly to my donut, the cream to my Boston.
I'm not responding to any of this. But as you're delivering that intro, it reminds me of David Starr.
Who's that? Yes.
Who I have become a massive fan of because we saw him only once.
I like him a lot.
I did not realize what a
huge deal he is.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a promo video on YouTube of, I think it's ICW. He had a huge match against Jordan Devlin, who you can watch in NXT UK.
Yes.
And I have really been watching his career.
Yeah.
And it's been just, I don't know, I didn't realize what a cool opportunity that was.
Yes.
To see him.
Yep. It was.
I think he even took the fall in the match.
I think he did. And that's the thing. Obviously, for you guys listening, we're talking about there's a promotion in our area. It's a small indie promotion that we went and saw, and David Starr was there, and I never heard of David Starr before, and had no idea. Like the dude. I mean, first of all, he was my favorite, with the exception of Safety First Tim Donst.
Yep.
Safety First Tim Donst was a great gimmick. But David Starr, yeah, I mean, he was one of my favorites on the night, and I didn't realize, like, overseas, David Starr is a big deal. Like, you know, he's not, I mean, we're not talking, you know, national, you know, what, but David Starr's a big deal. I had no idea, what kind of I mean, he's a true indie star, essentially. And it really was. It was a great opportunity to get to see him live, and watch him perform with it, not even realizing how, you know, who he really even was, you know? But this is actually, while we're talking about this is actually something else that I wanted to, Kato had mentioned doing this. You know, there's so many indie promotions in our general area, some good, some really good, some not so good. But I would love to do, like, when we go out and, you know, and again, this is, you know, a spoiler alert for you guys listening. I would love to, Kato had mentioned doing it, going out to, like, to all the sorts of different, indie promotions in the area, and doing sort of an episode on each one as we, you know, as we do it. So, you know, go out, watch the show, come back, you know, take our notes, and then kind of do not a review, so to speak, but just kind of talk about the indie promotions. I think it'd be a really cool thing to do.
Yeah, I would totally be down.
We'll hit the road in our creeper van, and do some indie promotion stuff here. So, all right, I want to move on to let's see where we're at here. Yeah, I want to move on to our next topic here, because I think we've pretty much covered. Basically, we're just kind of announcing here. Just, you know, keep your eyes on the channel. Keep posted. We'll keep you guys posted on what's going on. But definitely look for Fire Pro Promoter coming to the Book It Better channel. It'll be a mostly Professor thing. You may hear me pop in there every now and then. You know, as you hear Professor pop in on TEW every once in a while. But generally, it's going to be a Professor sort of thing. We'll get that up on the channel, hopefully 2 days a week, but we'll start small with that, and we'll see where that goes. Anything to add before we move on, Professor? Anything to add to the Fire Pro reveal?
I love all of my fans.
And he loves you too.
But no. Oh, okay.
The one fan, he loves you too.
You'll see.
Yeah. This is my channel, damn it. You will never outshine me.
This is not personal.
I'm the heart and soul of this channel, damn it. Are you sharing an image with me on Skype right now?
I didn't know what button I pressed.
I was gonna say, am I able to pull that up on the screen here? I'll leave that. I'm gonna leave it. I'll look at that after the episode here.
I think it's literally just your name and my name.
All right, so let's move on. I want to talk real quick, you know, because we don't have a ton of time. I want to talk about. Let's talk real quick about. Let's move on. We'll talk TEW. We'll talk WWF 95 now. So let's talk the overall direction of the company post WrestleMania. You know, you and I had talked briefly about maybe doing like a, you know, where, you know, you would take a storyline, I would take a storyline, and we'd write legit TV. But with you doing, and when I say legit TV, I mean like a legit script, 60 minutes of TV, you know, where we would actually write up the promos, the whole deal. We go balls to the wall on it. With the Fire Pro Promoter coming into play now, I think we're going to overwork ourselves if we do that. So, eventually we might be able to work into that. But let's talk. So let's just, I think I'll keep the TV basically the way I do it now, where I write up a few promos, I write up some talking points, and kind of run through it. I don't think there's a real issue with doing it that way. But I want to talk, let's say, the overall direction of the company. So I'm considering, obviously, King of the Ring, I run basically like, I run King of the Ring basically, let me put Shawn Michaels' name in the Royal Rumble winner here. I run King of the Ring basically like the G1. I've always loved King of the Ring. I've always loved the G1. And it kills me that WWE doesn't do King of the Ring anymore. And I really wanted it to mean something. So, actually, the first pay-per-view we did, on this save was SummerSlam, and we did Bret Hart versus Owen Hart for the title, and Owen had actually won the King of the Ring in 1994. So I thought, okay, well, that's kind of a cool thing to do. Let's give the King of the Ring winner a SummerSlam title shot, and then it basically becomes almost like the G1, where the winner of the King of the Ring gets his title shot at a major pay-per-view. It's not WrestleMania, but it's that number 2 pay-per-view, right? Mm-hmm. With that said, I'm debating doing sort of post-WrestleMania, sort of, steering the company into a more, I don't want to call it strong style. I don't want to call it a New Japan copycat sort of thing, because it's not. And but I definitely I'm I want to transform the direction of the company towards a more in-ring focused product. Wins and losses matter. Storylines kind of get advanced through tag team matches, and we'll still have the angles and the backstage interviews. But I think I'd like to go. We'll get rid of the face heel divide, and just kind of go that route. What do you think? Again, I know it's mostly you're going to be doing the Fire Pro thing or whatever, but if you had input on that, where would you stand on the direction of the company after WrestleMania? Would you tend to agree with that sentiment?
Yeah, I think wins and losses should matter, and I do think moving towards that more work rate product would be an interesting direction.
Okay, so I think that's what I'm going to do. Mainly because we've got the guys. If you look at the top guys in our company right now, in WWF right now, Undertaker can go, Shawn Michaels can go, Jericho can go, even Vader can go, Razor can go. Diesel, Diesel can go. He's not, maybe this is 95 Diesel, so this Diesel can work a little bit. But it doesn't have to be, super, super work rate like New Japan. You can have a guy, guys are still going to be rated more on their popularity. But I think in terms of what kind of storylines I want to do, I think moving towards that more work rate focused thing, I think would work well. Use stables and all that kind of jazz.
Yeah, no, I think that is a fantastic idea.
I know it is.
Cool.
I gotta tell you, I love the dryness that comes across the speakers when you're on here. It's just incredible. It's almost deafening, the dryness that comes over from you.
I am arguably the worst person.
Just in general?
Yes. I wanted to leave it at that. I am just the worst.
Yeah. No, you're not. You're wonderful. You're a wonderful human being, and I'm glad I found you, and I'm glad the universe crossed our paths and brought you into my life. Every day I'm thankful for this opportunity to work with you.
Well, it's not often you find another Draws cosplayer.
Where the fuck do you come up with half that shit, dude? Where should we cosplay to WrestleMania as? No, you know what? I'm not even gonna. No, we're not cosplaying as Draws. We're not doing. You could be wheelchair Draws. I could be. We're not doing.
Well, yeah, Draws wasn't my. Yeah, I don't know. I did
think, like, when we were talking about cosplays for WrestleMania, I did think about, like how funny it would be if, like, we all just went as Triple H, but different versions of Triple H. Like you could go as, like, suit Triple H, and, like, Tony could go as, like blue blood Triple H. Feathered hair, Backlash 2004 Triple H. Fat Triple H, essentially. Yeah. Back when Triple H was fat, we all just go...
Torn quad Triple H.
Exactly. Oh, man. But yeah, I thought... So, I guess actually... well, let's spoil it then. So, I'm going to release, hopefully soon, I want to put together, like, a trailer or whatever for for our WrestleMania trip. If you're listening to this, I'm hoping to put something up a little bit soon. We are going, the Book It Better crew, minus Kato. Well, Kato will be there, actually, just not with us.
Yeah.
We're making the trip.
He's not allowed to come with us.
Yeah, he's not allowed to actually be with us, but he'll be at the show.
I didn't know that.
What, that he'll be there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going with a couple of guys that we work with. I told him, I said, well, I'm going for a bachelor party. I said, we'll try and hook up. We'll try and find you at some point. And we'll hook up maybe in the parking lot or whatever, and and meet up with her. But he says, well, just a fair warning, we're gonna be very drunk. We're all gonna be very, very drunk. And I said, Kato's gonna be that dude who yells at like the women wrestlers and ruins the show for the kids.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
those. When me and a buddy went to NXT, there was these two drunk guys who were just being such dicks.
Yeah.
To I think the match was Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane.
Okay.
And this is before like their NXT matches against each other. No. Yeah, I think that was one of the matches, and then Nikki Cross and Candice LeRae were there too. But these guys were just like dicks.
Right, like why?
And yeah, like.
But no,
I've always had massive issues with that.
It does. It drives me crazy because look, and I don't mean to throw Kato under the bus. Kato, I've never been anywhere with Kato where he was an asshole. Kato is always like real talk. Kato is always a professional dude. Like I've never had anywhere where he was actually like an asshole. Although I've never been around him when he was drunk, so I don't know. But I can't imagine he's an angry, annoying drunk. But yeah, in the end, I mean, it's a show. It's a wrestling show. Like, I don't care how much you enjoyed the Attitude Era. It's a show that's aimed at kids still, And even if it wasn't aimed at kids, if there are kids there, like why you gotta ruin the show for them? Like, why? I always took issue with that, But then again, like frankly, I always took issue. Like I don't like to me. I hated when you go to, like a football game and there's dudes there just like belligerent drunks. Like
yep.
I don't feel comfortable taking my kid to a football game because I'm like, well, then I got to deal with drunk assholes and people spilling beers, and I got to explain. It just I always took issue with that. Like why are you ruining the show for everybody else?
Yeah, I'm an asshole on the internet. Like,
because it's anonymous.
Like, yeah, no one knows. Like I don't have to be this way in person.
Right.
Like on the Attitude Era note, I just want to like throw this out there. Can we stop like talking about the Attitude Era?
Yeah.
Like it was the greatest thing ever.
Most of it was terrible.
It was awful.
Yeah. Go back and watch. I'll challenge anybody. Go back and watch the Attitude Era and watch anything that's not like Stone Cold or The Rock or like Shawn Michaels.
Jericho,
right. Most of it is terrible. You had like the only thing the Attitude Era really had going for it, and I'll give Vince Russo credit, is everybody was doing something, but there's no continuity from one episode of Raw to the next. The storyline. I watched a pay-per-view the other day from 98, maybe 99. It was literally like a pillow fight between Trish Stratus and somebody. All I know, Coachman ended up in his underwear. It was terrible. I mean, it was just, they basically covered up the fact that they had bad storylines with tits and ass, essentially.
Yeah, it is hard to watch.
Yes.
And
I agree. I mean, you had Stone Cold and The Rock, obviously, right? So anything, those guys, I mean, you're talking about literally two of the greatest of all time. So I don't want to shit on what they did. I really don't. They were, I find I remember the Attitude Era as super entertaining, but all I remember from the Attitude Era, essentially, is The Rock, Stone Cold, and a little bit of DX. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, nothing else sticks with me,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I 110% agree.
Yeah.
I think that it, like, I when I read forums, because, humble brag, I know how to read.
Well, I know how to forum.
Okay, so this is why we're a good team. Um, like people talking about the Attitude Era and how fantastic it was. I it is just not funny.
Yeah.
A majority of the wrestling is bad. Even the stuff that we try and look back on fondly are, Undertaker, Stone Cold storylines. Like the Undertaker tried to embalm Stone Cold Steve Austin
Right.
alive.
Right.
That's stupid.
Yeah. The Big Boss Man got hung in the ring. I mean, kidnapping storylines. It just, and I really look. I don't, because it's a controversial topic we're broaching right now. But I don't want
less controversial than everything else.
To a wrestling
like,
fan,
is this the one
yes.
that's gonna make people irate?
Yes, to wrestling fans, yes, I believe it is. They can handle Draw's jokes. They can handle Ahmed Johnson child abuse jokes. Don't you dare shit on the Attitude Era.
I know.
No,
Yeah.
it is. And again, like I don't want to shit on the Attitude Era because it's. I mean, that's my childhood, right? Like that's nostalgia for me, But honestly, I have fonder memories of WWF from like '96, early '97. Those are the things that I really remember. Those are the episodes that the Attitude Era was great. I mean, I love going back and watching Stone Cold and The Rock stuff. But yeah, I mean, storyline wise, I mean, look, storylines today ain't great either. But storylines in the Attitude Era, I mean, they were horrific storylines. We were bailed out by the fact that The Rock and Stone Cold were so good.
Yeah.
They were so good and so entertaining. And I think as a kid, I mean, I was, 12 years old for the Attitude Era, 12, 13 years old. As a kid, that juvenile humor is funny. You like it. But as an adult rewatching it, yeah, not great. Not to say that today's storylines are good, but not great.
Yeah. Yeah. I have said this before, and I know this may be controversial, I'm not sure, but I truly believe right now we are in a golden age of wrestling.
Yes.
Because of the amount of access that we have to anything we want. If I want to watch Progress, I can go on there. If I want to watch Germany, the WXW,
yeah,
I can do it. Like indie companies that having this ability to watch so much
Yep.
at one time and still be able to go back and watch those NWA, WCCW shows is just incredible.
It's incredible. There's no better time to be a wrestling fan than right now. Even with the WWE putting on what I would consider to be underwhelming shows. I don't think their storylines are great. Their wrestling, for the amount of talent, sheer talent they have on that roster, I find most of their matches boring. Even with all that, because I still watch the WWE, but even with all that, today there's so much for you as a wrestling fan. There's so much, like you said, there's Progress, there's New Japan, there's Ring of Honor, there's even local indie stuff. I mean, when we went to that Nova Pro show, even the Nova Pro show, was a good show. All those indie shows, they're all solid.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But that's a podcast topic for another day. So, all right. So I think then that we've got. I think we have accomplished what we've come to accomplish. So I know you are tight on time here, and you're getting ready to head out. I appreciate you stopping by, and discussing this with me. I appreciate you coming on and giving the fans what they want, Professor. I really do.
You know what? I appreciate you.
All right, Professor, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to stick around for a little bit, talk a little bit about my post-WrestleMania storylines and stuff here, do a little creativity here. Before I let you go, if you've got... I'm going to show you... Let me see. Do I have the roster over here? I don't. Okay, so looking at this... Oh, you can't see it. So give me one name if you could pick anybody to win the 1995 King of the Ring, you've got Owen Hart, Vader, Diesel, Razor Ramon, Tatanka, Jerry Lawler, Eddie Guerrero, or Chris Jericho. Who wins the King of the Ring?
I am on a big kick with just building monsters.
Okay.
So I'm all in on Vader.
Okay.
I love the idea of just, the underdog having to beat the monster. And I think a lot of it comes from the recent Brock Lesnar matches. The Finn Balor, the Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
And, all throughout history. But, I mean, those matches were awesome.
Yeah.
So good. I completely, for all the shit talk that Brock Lesnar gets,
yeah, I mean,
those performances were amazing.
Yep. His match against Finn Balor, I don't care that it was only 8, 9, 10 minutes. Phenomenal match.
Yep.
And I wish, and I am bored of watching Brock Lesnar just throw people around. But good God, man, when he sells, when he puts on a match, oh my God, there's nobody in the business that's better. Nobody. Yep. All around when he does what he does, when they let him go, fantastic.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, he did that with Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
His Roman Reigns matches were okay.
Yeah.
Braun Strowman, no, those were terrible.
Yeah, no, thank you.
But I mean, Brock Lesnar's had a pretty damn good run lately.
Yes, he has. I will give him that. And like I said, I've been bored of him, but Lesnar has had a good run. I will give him that. I'm actually really looking forward to his Mania match against Rollins.
So yeah, to answer your question, Vader.
All right. So I'm actually glad you said that, because I've been kind of wondering where I'm going to go. I debuted him at the Rumble, kind of wondering where I was going to go with him. That gives me kind of an idea here. So I'm going to let you run. I'm going to stick around. I'm going to talk a little bit about Vader, actually. So if you're listening, hang around a little bit. I'm going to talk a little bit about Vader, and we'll kind of sort out the King of the Ring thing here, because we got about 4 months before King of the Ring, and I want to figure out where I'm going with that. So, Professor, thanks for joining me. As always, it's a pleasure to chat with you, and I'm anxiously awaiting your Fire Pro promoter contributions. I'm super excited to hear about Hollywood Hunk's adventures.
Yeah, I look forward to talking to you in another 6 to 10 months.
All right, dude, get out of here.
I'll talk to you later.
Later, bro. All right, folks. So that was the Professor, and so there's the big announcement. So Fire Pro promoter coming to the Book It Better channel. Again, super early here. I don't want to throw out any promises, any guarantees. Professor's still learning the game. He's never done any kind of recording yet, and I've frankly never really, besides doing the entrances for WWE 2K, haven't really played too much with recording PS4. So he's gonna be playing on the PS4. So there'll be some hiccups along the way, there'll be some hiccups along the way, but I think it's going to be a good thing for the channel. I would love to have to be able to put up content like 5 days a week, and have TEW on 3 days a week, and Fire Pro the other 2 days a week. So have Monday through Friday we got content going up, and in the weekends we're off, and maybe do a little podcast thing here or there. So what I want to talk about right now, I want to talk about this King of the Ring, actually, and I don't want to go too much longer. We're sitting at about the 1 hour mark right now, so I don't want to go too much longer, but I do want to talk about Vader here, and who his opponent in the King of the Ring final will be. And I'm thinking, what Professor said, because I hadn't thought about that, is that underdog kind of thing, and I'm thinking Vader's a heel. Well, actually, no. I'll be getting rid of the face heel divide. So I'm thinking about going Vader versus Chris Jericho in the finale, in the final of the King of the Ring, with either Vader. I'm not sure who I would actually have go over. And then at SummerSlam, we would have The Undertaker versus the winner. The Undertaker versus Jericho. We could do that if we want to finally get Jericho his one-on-one rematch, so we could kind of keep him separate for a while. We could also have Shawn Michaels win it and do Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels too. Let's put HBK's name in there. Let's put his name in there as a possibility. I'm thinking that's what it's gonna be. I definitely want Vader in the final, and I think maybe either Jericho or Shawn Michaels will be the opponent. So we keep that big versus small kind of thing, the David versus Goliath aspect of it. So that would give us the option. Now we could do Vader versus Undertaker at SummerSlam. I do want the Undertaker to retain, I think. Let's see. He won it here at the Rumble, so he'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 title defenses, in a 6-month reign. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so 7. It'd be an 8-month reign. So he could lose it at SummerSlam. But I think I'd like him to keep the title. I'm big on. I know I've had a couple of title changes already, real quick, but I'm kind of big on long title reigns, especially if I'm going to do the long-term booking sort of thing. The long-term booking sort of thing with the WWF now. So we'll see. But I'm thinking this is what it's going to be: Vader versus Chris Jericho or Vader versus Shawn Michaels. Mainly because Diesel's going to retain, he's going to keep that Intercontinental title. I could put Vader versus HBK in the King of the Ring finale and then do Undertaker versus HBK 2 at SummerSlam. That might actually be a good thing to do. So we could have Undertaker versus HBK at Mania with Undertaker winning. Then maybe we do Undertaker versus HBK at SummerSlam with it going to a draw. Ooh, that could work. We got a draw. Then we can go Undertaker versus HBK at Mania 12 for the title, with Mania winning. But do I really want to give? No, I don't want HBK to win the Royal Rumble, the King of the Ring, and then another Royal Rumble. No, that's it's too big a push for HBK. It's too big a push. But we could do... So let's take him... I mean, he could win the Rumble and the King of the Ring in 1 year. And then Jericho could win here at the Rumble next year and go on to Mania. I don't know. That's way off. That's over a year away. I do like the idea of Jericho winning it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. If you got any suggestions, go ahead. If you've lasted this long, go ahead and leave a suggestion on who you think should win the King of the Ring. And if you've got any ideas for potential matchups, I know Professor and I wanted to talk about potential matchups on the creative meeting here. We got a little sidetracked as we usually do, but I think it was a fun episode regardless. So we'll talk about potential matchups off the air. But yeah, so if you guys got any ideas, let me know. If you got any ideas for the King of the Ring, do you want to see it be sort of a G1 style with a round robin? Do you think it should be a single elimination tournament? How many guys? Anybody from outside the company that you think should be brought in for a stint with the King of the Ring? I'm open to any ideas. I'm all ears. So, guys, thank you for dropping by. I appreciate you. We'll get the music in here. I appreciate you stopping by. And once again, I apologize for missing a good 2-week chunk here. Hopefully this little creative meeting, this little bonus episode is my apology to you. Hopefully you enjoy it. So, folks, once again, thank you. I appreciate you stopping by. My name is Max Rubin. This is the Book It Better Wrestling Show. If you're new here, welcome. Go ahead, click like and subscribe, and come on back here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with the occasional bonus episode on the weekend. If you're not new and you're a regular here, thanks for dropping in again. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you coming out for every one of our episodes. Folks, get on out of here. Enjoy your weekend. I know I'll enjoy mine. I will see you when I see you.